Restaurant quality Alfredo made using your Instant Pot in under 20 minutes. Can it be? Yep, it can. And I'm gonna show you how. What is up, you guys? It is Karli here, and you're officially cooking with Karli. Here is one of my very favorite dump and start Instant Pot meals. It's Alfredo. Dump and start meaning there is no prep. You literally dump all of your ingredients in the Instant Pot, let it do its thing, and 20 minutes later, you have like better than restaurant Alfredo. Let's go over these ingredients here. There's like hardly anything here, and I promise this is all you need. You need some chicken broth, some heavy cream, your pasta. I use linguine, and I'll talk to you about why I use linguine over other pasta here in a second. We've got garlic, salt and pepper, and Parmesan cheese. As promised, everything is just dump and start. So we're going to measure out 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Dun, 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 dun. And then 1.5 cups of chicken broth to bring us to a whopping 3 cups of liquid here. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This is going right into our Instant Pot. Liquid goes in first, and then in goes our pasta. We're using 8 ounces of linguine pasta. 8 ounces is a half a package here, so I just eyeball and grab about half. Let's break these in half and put them into the liquid. Do not stir the pasta around at all. You do want to make sure that all of the pasta is covered by the liquid. Now let's talk about why I chose linguine here versus, fettuccine or something like that. Fettuccine is quite a bit thicker, and so it does take longer to cook, but I specifically chose the linguine because it has a 6-minute cook time with a 6-minute natural pressure release. And that, my friends, is the exact same cook time that we need for frozen chicken tenders. If you are wanting to add chicken to your Alfredo, it is so simple to just pull out frozen chicken tenderloins and toss them on top of your pasta, and everything cooks at the exact same time. Next, going into our Instant Pot is 1 teaspoon of garlic. I just use the dried minced garlic here, but feel free to substitute for fresh if you have it. And 1 teaspoon of minced dried garlic is the same as 4 fresh cloves. We'll season a little bit with salt and pepper here, and salt and pepper are, wow, it's really awkward to try to do that left-handed. That was weird. Salt and pepper are seasonings that you can definitely adjust after the fact, so I lightly season with salt and pepper and then taste after everything's done, and we can continue to season if needed. So that's it. That's all that goes in here, just broth, cream, your pasta, and some seasonings. That's it, we're ready to cook. Let's place our lid onto our Instant Pot, and we're going to turn this knob up here to sealing. We're going to cook on high pressure for 6 minutes with a 6-minute natural pressure release. To set my Instant Pot to 6 minutes, I'm going to press the manual button right here, and then use the plus and minus signs to adjust until we see 6 minutes. If your Instant Pot does not have a manual button, it will probably have a pressure cook button, and it's the same thing, just named differently. This recipe technically makes 4 servings of pasta. And where do I get that 4 servings from? Actually, from the pasta package. 2 ounces of pasta is equal to 1 serving, but a lot of people tend to eat more than that. If you feel like your family is going to eat more than half a package of pasta and you want to do a full package, feel free to do that. You will just need to double all of the ingredients, liquid included, but the cook time does stay the same. One thing I need to warn you about when doubling this recipe is that it tends to get a little spitty out of the top when releasing the pressure after the natural pressure release. Just stay close by, and if liquid starts to bubble up out of your vent here, just quickly close it and let everything rest and settle for 30 seconds or so, and then you can go ahead and try again. If you need more information about quick release versus natural pressure release and all of that, check out this video linked right here. Now all we need to do is clean up our mess here and wait and sit and let this do its thing. It will come to pressure, cook for 6 minutes, and we will allow it to sit for an additional 6 minutes for that 6-minute NPR before moving this knob to release the rest of the pressure. And while this is coming to pressure, if you like pasta, give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified every time I publish a new video. While we wait for our Instant Pot here to natural pressure release for 6 minutes, there are a couple things that I wanted to talk about and go over with you. First is using dairy in your Instant Pot. The only dairy that is okay to go inside of your Instant Pot prior to pressure cooking is the heavy cream. So please do not substitute evaporated milk or half and half or regular milk for the heavy cream in this recipe. If you do that, you'll probably end up with a curdled mess and a lot of wasted food. If you are looking to cut down the calories or just use what you have on hand, which is something other than heavy cream, I actually have a skinny version of this recipe made in the Instant Pot. It still only takes 20 minutes. The ratios of chicken broth to our dairy is a little bit different and the method of cooking is slightly different. I'll leave the link to that recipe in the description below so you can make your Alfredo using what you have available.
What you made then?
Alfredo noodles.
Oh.
Our Instant Pot has been natural pressure releasing for the 6 minutes, as you can see here on the display. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this vent and let the rest of the pressure out. The pin on top has dropped, signaling to us that it is safe and okay and time to remove our lid here. This is exactly what we're wanting to see in the Instant Pot. It will be quite liquidy, which is a-okay with our cooked noodles. We're going to use Parmesan cheese to thicken up and flavor our sauce. So it is important to use shredded Parmesan cheese, not the grated powdery stuff that comes in a green can, because that won't thicken your sauce at all. Allow the liquid in the Instant Pot to cool slightly before adding that cheese to ensure that it melts nicely. So I'm just going to stir here for a minute or two and then slowly add in my Parmesan cheese. The Parmesan cheese is kind of left up to your discretion a little bit. I like a lot of Parmesan cheese, so I usually use about a cup, but you can use a half a cup to a cup depending on how strong you want your flavor and how thick you want your sauce. And because I feel like nobody can ever tell me what to do with my cheese, I generally eyeball this. I measure this with my heart. As you can see, the sauce is definitely thickening up here, and it will continue to thicken up as it cools down. If you've added all of the cheese that you want to add and it still isn't quite thick enough, just let it sit and cool for 5-10 minutes and that sauce will thicken up nicely for you. Now let's quickly talk about, in case you end up having leftovers, which at my house, leftovers with this meal is extremely rare. But if you do and you're wanting to reheat them, the best way to reheat them is with a splash of milk or a splash of heavy cream. The cheese tends to separate from the creamy sauce and it will sometimes get a little bit oily, but if you add a splash of milk or heavy cream and mix it together, it usually will bring that sauce back together for you. I have been stirring this cheese in and letting it cool and thicken. Now it is time to serve up our pasta. And there you have probably the easiest dump and start Instant Pot recipe ever. Your family is going to love this. You're going to love it too because it takes no time to whip together. Bring the restaurant to you. Now I'm going to dig in. As I'm dishing this up for my kids, I thought of something that I should tell you. And this is what I need to tell you. I have a lot of copycat Olive Garden recipes on my website, specifically their breadsticks, and they're to die for. If you're looking to bring the full restaurant to your kitchen with your family, make sure to make those breadsticks. They're so good, so easy. I'll link those below for you also. Lunchtime!